Hello everybody, good evening and welcome to Piraeus, Greece. It's the FIBA Women's EuroBasket second quarter final of the day, and it's Italy taking on Türkiye. Well, Italy coming in off the high of winning all their games in the group phase in Bologna, taking on Türkiye. And then tomorrow we've got two more quarterfinals, Spain against Czechia and Belgium squaring off against Germany. This is the bracket. We already see that France have won against Lithuania. They play the winner of tomorrow's quarter. And right now it's Türkiye taking on Italy. And of course they will go up against, the winner of this game will go up against the winner of Belgium-Germany. Well, hello everybody, I'm Jeff Taylor, joined by Shona Thorburn. And Shona, we've watched this Türkiye team come to this FIBA Women's EuroBasket and really show us a lot that we didn't think that they had. And I think more than anything, the mentality that we haven't seen really from Türkiye in a long time. They have come laser focused, determined, and feeling that sense of urgency.
You said it, Jeff. I mean, this is a Turkish team. This is a throwback Turkish team. This is the kind of team that we saw 10 years ago, or, you know, a little bit more. 2014 Basketball Women's World Cup, where they hosted. They finished fourth. I mean, they're interesting. They had a they had a bronze medal in 2013. They played in the last, they missed the last World Cup back in 2018. They finished 10th. I think this is a team, they win tonight. They know that they've booked their ticket to an opportunity of qualifications for the FIBA Women's World Cup, which will be next March. I know that's on their mind, and this is a team I believe can do it. This is one of the best Turkey teams I have seen in recent years.
But again, with Cecilia Zandasalini and the great start that Italy have had, their confidence is high. They've made the trip to Piraeus not just to reach the quarterfinals.
No, they deservingly made the trip to Piraeus. They went 3-0, they beat Slovenia, they beat Lithuania, they beat Serbia, and this is an exciting team. There's a lot of people watching, a lot of women's basketball fans who think this is probably one of the best Italian teams that they have had in a very long time. The last time Italy went to a FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup was back in 1994. You know, they finished 9th at the last FIBA Women's EuroBasket competition. Türkiye, I think it's going to be, their best players. Are they going to be better than the opposing team's best players? And that is going to be the difference maker. I can see it being McCowan versus Zandalasini.
Well, we're going to have the national anthems now.
Please remain standing for the national anthem of Italy.
National anthems have been sung. Coaches, players meet at mid-court, and we are excited about the second quarter final that's about to take place between Italy and Türkiye. We're also excited to introduce you to the referees for tonight. Ariadna Chueca from Spain, the crew chief. Vidas Gedvilas from Lithuania on the left, and Gatis Salins from Latvia on the right. And we're also extremely excited about Türkiye, and the type of basketball they've been playing has been really compelling. Sevgi Uzun, Olcay Şakir Turgut, the captain, Tiara McCowan, Alpre Onar, Intilbe Shinyurek, Fitik, Bayram, Erdogan, Atash, a lot of good players coming off the bench.
Yeah, but Tiara McCowan, how are Italy going to defend her? Look at that, double-double, leads EuroBasket in rebounds. And it's kind of been a quiet double-double. She's not forcing it. You know, they didn't necessarily need her in that all-important Greece game.
Ekrememnum's done a great job with this team.
On one leg.
And yeah, that's after rupturing his Achilles right at the start of training camp. I mean, unbelievable.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's exciting to see Italy at this stage of the competition. You talked about how long it's been since we've seen them at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup back in the 90s. And their starting five, well, Jasmine Keys, Francesca Passa, Costanza Verona, Cecilia Zandasalini, and Lorela Kubai, with Francesca Pan, Maderas, and Tucci Facina, Andre Scriafico, the captain, and Rimboli coming off the bench for coach Andrea Capo Bianco.
And no surprise, Cecilia Zandalicini doing all she can. Almost 19 points a game to go along with 8 rebounds. I said, I think it's going to come down to who's going to have the better game, McCowan or Zandalicini. And that might be the little edge that she has, that they have to win the game. I'm curious what the defensive game plan is to try and stop McCowan. Obviously, Kubai is going to have a big game. I think maybe we'll see Olbis Andre play a little bit more. And, well, we'll find out shortly what the head coach is going to, what kind of a game plan he is going to do.
Well, Capo Bianco is just, it was good viewing, wasn't it, the other night when his team booked a place in the quarterfinals. He was over there, he'd been working hard. I mean, he was sweating up a storm. His players swarmed him. And, you know, the pressure at least was off for a little while. You got to celebrate. He'd been working hard. I mean, he was sweating up a storm. His players swarmed him. And, you know, the pressure at least was off for a little while. You got to celebrate. And then you get on the plane and you fly to Piraeus. And the competition goes up a notch. And now the question is, can Italy raise their level to play Turkey, and vice versa? Can Türkiye raise their level to play Italy?
We're going to find out shortly, but I'm really, you know, I think Keys, Kubai, and Andre are going to have a big game, more so defensively. That being said, gosh, the guard production for Türkiye has been some of the best that I have seen in many, many years. And it's not just the 3 starters, Onar, Jakar Turgut, the captain, and Uzun. People coming off the bench. How do you stop a rotation? Yeah.
She's been amazing.
Let's play ball!
Well, good evening, everybody. We're underway here, the second quarter final of the day, and it's Türkiye going up against Italy. And great defense immediately by Verona, blocking the shot from Şakir Turgut out of bounds. Both EuroLeague women players. And Verona getting a lot of minutes in the EuroLeague women, obviously. Here's Şakir Turgut, gets it down low to McCowan, and this is the question. Can they stop her? Kubai's a big woman.
But, you know, McCowan, tallest player in this year's FIBA Women's EuroBasket competition, over 2 meters tall.
Kubai passes over to Costanza Verona, who drives in, and McCowan gets the block, but Kubai there for the rebound and the putback.
That was a pass by Verona that was tipped, but no help side on the roll.
Uzum guarded by Zandalicini, gets it up and misses. Passes. Now Zandalicini, born to thrill, finds a little bit of space, gets in the lane and scores.
I think Zandalicini is going to be a handful just because she has a height advantage over some of the guards who are going to have to defend her from Türkiye.
Onar drives in and scores.
I was going to talk about Türkiye's three-point shooting in this tournament so far, but they haven't even put a three-point shot attempt up yet. Ooh.
Well, Uzum missed one, but there is a shot from the elbow from Verona. So positive start.
Typically in this competition, Verona has been more of a facilitator, passer for her team, obviously from her years with Familia Schio in EuroLeague.
Over the shoulder pass, a little lazy, trying to get it to McCowan, and now Keys gets out on the break. Italy pass it around unselfishly. Zandalicini launches it from three-point range, and that was short. And instead of chasing down one of her many rebounds, McCowan just lets it go out of bounds.
No matter what, she's still going to come up with a double-double. I was just saying, yeah, Verona, more of a facilitator with this team, but she's proved herself in FIBA Women's EuroLeague with Familia Schio that, you know, she can score if her team needs her to.
The dump down low to McCowan, and she misses. Good D by the Italians. Passa from the left corner. Good start for Italy. Sendrek guarded down the perimeter by Keys. Here's McCowan. She turns and takes a trip around the world and falls in.
You know, help side has to come a little bit earlier against McCowan.
Oh, good read. Alperi Onar almost taking it the other way. Both teams really with looking sharper than in past FIBA Women's EuroBaskets, we believe. Italy's had a great start. Verona Keys in there, goes up against McCowan, misses. McCowan, see how big she is, and now the quick pass. Oh, great hustle back by Zandalicini to come up with the steal. Now Passa shows her quickness. Kubai goes up against Shinurek. Over to Keys, open on the baseline. That's a good looking shot from the Schio star. Nice drive into the corner. Shakir Turgut. Count it.
You know, we talked about it earlier in the group phase games, the aggressiveness by these Turkish guards and the confidence that they're playing with. You know, I think it's been what's lacking in previous competitions for Türkiye.
Zandalicini, oh, nice pass to Kubai, but McCowan's there, so she's going to turn and score, shoot and miss. Oh, it's going to be Italy basketball.
And you know, you saw Verona there crashing the offensive boards. She's probably the smallest player on this Italian team, and she has over 2 offensive rebounds per game.
Kubai shot clock about to expire. Passa gets it up from a long way out, and Comes up short. See a good three-point shooter on the bench right now, Francesca Pan. How long will it be before she checks into the game for Italy? Oh boy, Verona almost had a steal and a fast break layup. We see you. We see you.
You know, in the previous game, we talked about France and their three-point shooting. This Turkish team, second in this competition, three-point percentage.
Şenerek, though, kind of lost her balance. Good pass by Alpri Onan. Şenerek coming off the game of her life against Greece. And she was the TCL player of the game.
And how emotional she was when she was receiving that award. And you just know how important that is for these players.
Zandalicini missing it. Şenerek. Shakhtar Turkiye, she can tie it, or Turkey can tie it or take the lead. Alpri Onan pulls up, and this time is a little short. Verona dribbles with her head up, takes it all the way in. A great start for Costanza Verona.
Yeah, averages 6 points a game. Clearly, coaches said, I need you to come out and be a little bit more aggressive for us.
Oh, McCowan takes the jump shot. It's not just the big stuff down low.
We saw her knock down a three against Greece in that all-important game. I mean, everyone was knocking down threes from Türkiye.
She certainly has a better touch than you might think. Good defense, knocking it away was Uzun. And again, Türkiye with a chance to tie it or go in front, and foul called on Verona. And Santucci is going to come into the game, as is Ovis Andre. And Kubai goes out, and Verona goes out.
Number 6, Göksen Fitik.
Göksen Fitik is coming in as well for Turkey. You see Şenerek remains on the court. Well, you talked about the bench. This could be where it's decided this game.
Yeah.
How do the bench players perform? Şenerek, a long jump shot. Pasa takes it right at Onar, but misses the layup. And then McCowan tries to get it up the floor. What a save from Zandalicini. Unbelievable. Kept her feet in bounds. Santucci gets it down low. Keys with the bucket.
Yeah, nice patience, good ball movement there by Italy. And a little bit of miscommunication. Keys off to a nice start as well.
Onar's to the corner to Uzun, who's yet to get it going. Backs up. Nice bounce pass to Onar, and she's fouled on the play by Pasa. Chance for a three-point play. And boy, this quarterfinal is being played in stark contrast to the first, when France got way up on Lithuania early and put it away. This game is tight. This was a great find and finish, the reverse layup. Lots of fans coming from Italy to watch this game.
And lots of fans staying around from the first game that we had to watch this game. I think a lot of people anticipate that it's really going to be a close game, and, well, can't get much closer than just a slight 2-point lead for Italy.
Alpri Onan had a good start to the game against France, but missed 4 free throws in that game. I think she kind of fixed that problem, but now she's missed a free throw here at the start. Tremblay's checked into the game, and her pass leads to a bucket from Keys, who's had a great start. 7 points.
Averages 9 games for them, 9 points, excuse me, in her first 3 games in this tournament.
Fittig puts up the jumper.
She has started where she left off in that all-important game for Türkiye over Greece. And while you can talk about the performances, we mentioned Sinjuric, obviously TCL player of the game, 19 points, her biggest outing.
Oh, Andre made the move. Looked like she had an easy shot, but didn't make it.
But for me, it has to be Fittig off the bench, that 10 points, and a lot of them came in the second half in crucial moments of the game.
Sinjuric for 3. Greece fans watching that saying, why couldn't she miss those shots against their team? So Shaka Turgut comes back in for Onar.
And one substitution for Italy, number 11.
Zanlosini goes out, and Francesca Pan checks in.
And Onar actually asked for a substitution, and that's why we see Shakar Turgut check in, and not on camera, but she is getting treated by the physios behind the Turkish bench. So hopefully, maybe it's just a cramp. I saw her kind of trying to stretch her calves before the game started.
Great effort by Italy to get that ball away from McCowan. Santucci would like to pass. She gets to the Keys, who's been hot, but she gets it over to Trimboli. And great rebound, Olbis Andre, and she's going to go right at McCowan this time and score.
You know, McCowan has the height advantage on the defensive rebound, but Olbis Andre is one of the best offensive rebounders I have seen in the women's game.
Shaka Turgut gets inside. Her pass deflected into the hands of Santucci. Pan. Back to now back to Pan. Look at Andre almost getting another offensive rebound.
And you see a little bit of fatigue right now in Tiara McCowan. I mean, she has played big minutes for this team, this Turkish team already in this competition, but in my opinion, she looks a little winded right now.
Well, they've had 2 days off.
I mean, off. They practice. They probably have video a couple times.
Oh, they weren't sitting poolside?
No, they weren't enjoying the poolside or the beach here in Greece.
And it goes to McCowan this time. Oh, she pulled her way in there. Oh boy, that looked like maybe an over and back. Uzun got it, puts it up, and then she's fouled by Pan. Maybe they should make a rule where every team has to go to the beach for an hour on a certain day. And you could join them.
A little beach volleyball. Well, McCowan not able to convert, but does a good job of tipping the rebound out. And Uzun just, you know, not a great foul by Pan there. Try and make Uzun make a contested jump shot instead of putting her to the line with 2.6 seconds left.
That's her, yep, I think that's her first points. And that is that. So Italy with a great start to the game. Head over to the benches at the end of the quarter. It's Italy on top 20-17 over Türkiye at the end of one.
The lucky camera of the stadium is looking to find the lucky one who will have the opportunity to compete at the half.
Oh, there are the statistics. Nice start for Italy. Little slight 3-point lead. Fairly even, in my opinion. Italy hasn't been to the free throw line, though. And both teams going to their bench, well, minus McCowan, where maybe she'll get a little bit of a breather to start this second quarter as we get to watch some of the best plays. I think right now, for me, the aggressiveness of Verona, the starting point guard for Italy, and then also Keys. She has 7 points already. Doesn't look to shoot a lot in her past 3 games because other players have been scoring. And, you know, I think in tournaments like this, you can't rely on the same person every single game to, you know, come up with a big offensive production and pull off the win for you. And Italy right now, some of their less scoring players, I would say, are stepping up and doing a good job, and the ball is going in. Türkiye, on the other hand, they look a little tired. They're playing a little bit slower than they did in that game against Greece. And, well, it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully Onar will be back in. Like I mentioned, she has to come out, and I saw her getting treatment behind the bench, so maybe a little bit of cramping. But you said it, they have had 2 days off, so kind of, I guess, a little unexpected that they should look slower than we saw in that game against Greece.
Well, scan the QR code to get the Courtside 1891 app where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Shaker Turgut really hounding Santucci.
And here, Coach Ekram.
We've seen the Turkish defense come out and change games. Shaker Turgut trying to stick with Santucci. And oh my, what a finish. Taking the contact, scoring.
I was just about to say, I thought that was a great defensive possession by Shaker Turgut. And moving her feet, it really wasn't bad defense. You know, sometimes you play great defense, but there's a little bit better offense.
Look at that picture
Coach
from
Ekram.
Santucci doesn't score, and they're fortunate, Türkiye, that Andre doesn't come up with the rebound. Seeing a steely resolve by the Italy team here early on against Türkiye. Uzun drives in and gets blocked by Andre. They were ready. Great play. Boy, Italy are looking good. Here's pass, bounce pass to Andre. And manages to score against McCowan impressively. Wow.
You know, Andre, one of their better performers, I would say, at the last FIBA Women's EuroBasket in Slovenia in 2023, has played somewhat limited minutes, I think, for Italy. But tonight, they know they need her. She knows they need her.
Shaker Turgut gets the shooter's roll. Santucci dribbles around Shaker Turgut. Fitik trying to create some havoc. Santucci doing a good job coming off the bench at the point, but ball goes through the legs of Pan. And talk about a coach that lives and dies on every possession, Capo Bianco. Well, what a great defensive play there by Andre. At least Byram is going to come into the game from McCowan, who was scored on here. And you kind of suggested that maybe she looks a little tired. Senurek drives and scores.
19 points last game, her best outing in a Turkish jersey.
And at the right time.
Yeah, exactly, a must-win game for them over the home team. 10,500 fans. And I would say 10,490.
Madeira also in the game. Look at Santucci. Oh, she did the hard work but missed a shot. Now Shaker Turgut gets it to the corner, and the blocking foul called on Trimboli. Madeira comes out. Cecilia Zandalasini comes back in. Shaker Turgut. Boy, that was a long count there. I'm surprised that they didn't blow the whistle. Shaker Turgut. Great defense. Trimboli.
Yep.
And
another good defensive possession by Italy.
Wow. Pan. Oh. Whistle blows and a hold called on Türkiye. Yeah, there's definitely, strangely, you would think if either of the teams would be more tired. Yeah, that was a good call on Uzun. If either would be more tired, it would be Italy, because they had to, you know, they played late. They played a day later, didn't they? And then they had
no, they played the same day as us.
Okay, they played the same day, but then they had to travel.
They woke up early and traveled from Bologna, where they hosted the group phase.
Zandalicini, high arcing jumper. Signorek goes up for the rebound. That's right. Yeah, they played the same day. Alfred Onar back. Uzun. Signorek for three. Got it! Look out! Türkiye have tied the game at 24. Boy, she is on a roll right now.
You mentioned it, you know, hopefully Miguel Mendez, who's the Spanish coach, is watching Signorek and saying she deserves a little bit more playing time.
Meanwhile, the polish being shown by Andre. What a finish. She's been terrific. What a weapon coming off the bench. Uzun. Can't get it to go, Uzun. And good reach in by Byram. Ball goes off of Santucci. And Verona's going to come back into the game. Santucci is going to sit down.
Signorek, 19 points last game.
Alpriona might, I was thinking she might throw it off the back of Verona, but elects not to. Oh, just lost the handle, Alpriona. Alpriona rather, excuse me. Signorek again. And look at the hustle from Fitik. Lands in the stands.
What a great spark off the bench Fitik has been. And yeah, she had the 14 points in that big win over Greece, but it's the energy that she brings as soon as she steps on the court.
Yeah, controlled rage. You don't want to be guarded by her. She got Robin Parks. I think it was Robin Parks out of her
technical
comfort zone. Verona open, it looks good, but it's long. Signorek with the rebound, having herself a game.
And you know, this little run to tie the game at 24 apiece before.
And it goes Byram, and it's Türkiye that take the lead. Oh no, they tied it at 26.
They tie it again, they tied it at 24, and now they tie it at 26. They've done this run without McCowan on the court, which is a good sign if you're a Turkish basketball fan.
Here's Pan, gets it back to Kubai. Kubai goes in. Great take by Lorela Kubai. Uzun drives in, hands it off to Byram. Take what the defense gives you. And once again, 28 apiece. Byram off the bench, 4 points. Tremblay dribbles out of trouble, and then Signorek fouls her so she can get herself out of the game and catch a breather.
It did seem rather intentional, and she knew right away that McCowan was coming in for her.
Well, that was a fantastic take by Kubai, and then at this end, Uzun hands it off to Byram. 28 apiece. Keys. Signorek with 5 points, 4 rebounds, glad to be on the bench, catching her breath. Verona for 3. Battles out. Looked good. Uzun pulls up at the elbow. She hasn't looked quite as sharp tonight.
Yeah.
Tremblay for 3, front and back of the rim, then Keys reaches in, knocks it out of bounds. Yeah, to me, Uzun doesn't look 100%. I don't know. It's a matter of tiredness, or She might be carrying something. I don't know. Doesn't quite look the same player right now that we've been watching. Here she is. She's got the
quiet.
ball. She hands it off. Now Fitik puts up the jumper. That's short. You know, you play several games, tournament play, even with days off, it doesn't mean you're not going to be tired.
No, I mean, you know,
coming off long seasons as well.
Yeah, the energy that game over Greece.
Well, Kubai doesn't look tired, but she's called for the travel. Unlucky. Looked like it was pretty good. Watch this.
Number 4.
Well, that's a break that goes probably for Türkiye. 28-28, Italy and Türkiye knotted. And Ekremimna wants to call a timeout.
Camera is searching for 2 lucky fans who will get an instant courtside seat upgrade.
Olcay. Here.
We're looking for the
here.
lucky
Here.
2 fans.
You are here. Watch.
Be careful of the cube.
Alperi here.
You are the lucky one.
Olcay here. Olcay, you pass the ball to him.
To courtside to see the rest of the
Thank you,
game.
cut here.
Congratulations.
Elif, you drive.
Sola gitsem olur mu?
You drive.
Tamam ters başlarız.
Hayır.
Tamam hayır.
You drive. İtme open. Pass the ball to Alperi.
Come, the QR code and get the chance to win. Join in and win an official Molten Ball. Tickets for FIBA and EuroBasket 2027 or a digital watch.
Well, one of the keys to victory.
She has been the key of the game for Italy, and just an aggressive start. But Jasmine Keys, she's been a staple of this Italian national team for a long time now. Obviously has spent the majority of her career in FIBA Schio. She knows these players very well. She's played EuroLeague for many, many years. Capable of having a big game, that's for sure.
A little bit faster play by Türkiye. A little bit sharper, a little crisper, and McGowan is fouled. Goes to the line. So funny when you see McGowan stand next to Alperi Onar. It's like tall and not so tall. She goes to the line. Trimboli goes out.
Substitution for Italy. Number 6, Francesca Passa.
And McGowan goes to the line. The funny thing about McGowan that we've already accepted is she may also not, doesn't seem like she's having a huge game, but then come the third quarter, you look up and she's got a double-double.
Yeah.
So she's a special player. Oh boy, the ball inbounded to Shakur Turgut by Keys. A little bit of confusion in the ranks for Italy. Here's Alperi Onar, drives in, misses. Oh, it's a shot she's been making. Now Passa, like a bullet out of a gun, takes it down the court. Here's Ceci. Ceci's Zandalasini, drives in, misses the shot right at the end. She had the move. Now Shakur Turgut for Türkiye. Good defense by Kubai. You really see the growth of Kubai, how she's improved the past few years. And great hustle by Italy, and Passa not giving up on balls, and that, for me, tells you a lot about this team on plays like that. And in many respects, these two teams are almost mirror images of each other, the way they've been able to take a huge step for this EuroBasket.
This EuroBasket, both teams have already improved
dramatically
compared to what they did back in 2023.
Fitik misses the jumper.
And there you saw the run that Türkiye has gone on in the last few minutes. A good second half for them. Second quarter, sorry.
Really doing a good job on the boards, not wanting them to get out ahead. Up to a big lead. Zandalicini, Kubai on the baseline. Zandalicini knocks it to the corner. Look at Alperi Onar hustling to beat Italy to the basketball.
5-point advantage for Türkiye in the second quarter. And really, it's been trading baskets.
Oh, here's McGowan. Oh my, how did she catch that? It's kind of like she almost fumbled the ball, but she was still able to get it back, and it's Türkiye leading it by 4. And look at that, she's got 10 points and 5 rebounds. Costanza Verona, look at the quickness of Verona. But we've seen Italy now miss a couple of layups. Not entirely uncontested, yet layups that they probably think they should make.
Yeah.
Oh boy, Pasa almost was off to the races there. Got there just a little too late. Would you love to see a dead sprint between Onar and Pasa? I don't know who would win that one.
I mean, you know, Pasa, her style of game is getting out and running, coming up with those kind of steals. That time, Onar just doing a good job. I think she felt Pasa too, so she knew she needed to come towards the ball and ends up drawing a foul. So just 3 fouls each as Italy calls a timeout. Maybe coach wants to change something or draw up a set play for his team.
A ballo netto, uno sta lottando, mandateci deciso, ci sta andando con paura a prendere la palla. Cioè voi state in corsa, lei sta ferma e ci arriviamo a prendere. In attacco dobbiamo tirare, convinti di segnare, se no non andiamo. Caro, stiamo sbagliando i tiri buoni, ogni volta pure il gol, penetrazione, scarico.
Well, we saw McGowan hit the jump shot. Does present problems, and there's Shaka Turgut. What a story her career has been already. 10 years on from making her EuroBasket vow, but McGowan with 10.6 rebounds, and you can see against Greece she had 10 points and 14 rebounds.
Again, a double-double though, and you know, how important were those 14 rebounds near down the end of the game? Well, that's the scoring run that we've seen by Türkiye. And just doing a little bit more consistent. Italy, you mentioned it though earlier when Verona missed that layup. They've had some opportunities to score. Zandalicini's missed a layup that we typically see her score. So I don't think it's anything to really worry about. You're down 4 and you've had open looks and good looks, and those are makes you're gonna make in the future.
Byram to the corner, Uzun goes baseline. Wide open from the right, Uzun knocks it down.
I think she needed that. You mentioned she's looked less aggressive. Shot hasn't really, open shots haven't fallen so far in this game for her.
To me, it just looks like she's been a step off her usual pace.
Yeah.
Here's Zandalicini, great catch from Zandalicini. Takes it in, passes it back out. Shot from the right corner, got it! What a play, right off the bench, Facina. Martina Facina gets it back to a 4-point game. Final minute of the first half. It's been a humdinger. Alperi Onar, great steal, Zandalicini. Here's Facina in the open floor. And makes the pass, gets it to Keys, who brings it back out. 7-second differential in the game clock and shot clock. Facina, another 3, this time is short, and Türkiye will try to hold it for 1.
Well, you see the bench of Italy there saying we have a foul to give, play smart.
Oh, what a move from Shaka Turgut. She gets it to Byram and she misses the layup. What a play from Shaka Turgut, and Byram just doesn't make the layup right at the end, and Hayda Turkoglu, the Türkiye legend, now president of the federation, storms off the court in disappointment, and you can see what a game we've got. Türkiye leading at 35-31 over Italy.
Well, Nice start by Verona and Italy, but Turkey powering back as we see the shooting percentages. Italy only one free throw attempt though in that game. There are the rebounds, no surprise. Türkiye 20 rebounds, 5 of those are already from McCowan. Good job sharing is caring. 12 assists for Türkiye compared to 8 for Italy. And there, the leading scorers, McCowan 10, Keys 7. What a first half for Keys. Let's not forget that as well. Has already knocked down a 3. And those are the key players. Well, Xanda Lacini, it has been a slow start for her. 2 points, 1 of 5 compared to 10 points and 4 of 6. And correction, sorry, McCowan has 6 rebounds. I mentioned 5. So well on her way to another double-double, which, you know, I don't want to put pressure on her, but it's kind of expected right now if you're a Turkish basketball fan that McCowan is going to come up with a double-double. She almost averaged a double-double back in 2023 at the FIBA Women's EuroBasket for Türkiye. And there's just something about the way that McCowan is playing this year for this Türkiye team. She's more invested. But I also think her teammates rely less on her, so it's easier for her as well. And especially with the guard play that Türkiye has had in this tournament so far. I mentioned it, I think it's some of the best that I have seen in a long time for this Turkish basketball team and federation. As far as Italy, well, they started good. They only scored 11 points compared to 18 for Türkiye in that second quarter. I think they missed easy baskets, and you know what? You got to make your shots. You got to make your easy shots if you want to advance.
I will say this
is an opportunity to play in a World Cup.
Xanda Lacini does have a couple of steals.
Yep.
And even though she hasn't had a great start offensively, it still feels like Italy has been able to score. They just missed a couple of shots. I mean, this is a really close game.
Oh, it's a really close game. It was back and forth. You were saying 24 apiece, 26 apiece. Like, it was really back and forth most of the game until Türkiye took that lead. And
this is the first time we've seen Italy. We've seen all of Türkiye and Italy. Yeah, they're better than I expected as well. What a game. 35-31 Türkiye on top of Italy at halftime.
Education, health, justice. We sometimes take these simple things for granted. They're not common for all of us. We are all born on the same planet, but not with the same opportunities.
Whatever our gender, color, belief, or capability, we are one. We are all on the same team. Let's convince those who never thought they would do it that they can. We can. Together, we are stronger. No matter your origin, basketball can bring everyone together. Basketball for good.
Linskin's able to capture it. Great set of passes. Messaman able to finish it off.
That's when they're beautiful to watch. When the ball doesn't stick, they always get good options.
Peterson, what a dive, finds Geisel, so she finishes. What a 1-2 play combo.
Oh, that's pretty, Josh.
Linskins to Lasol Mbaka. The only bench player on the floor. She makes a move and she gets it to go.
Our fam on the Sela. Ortiz down the middle. Simply buenas noches. What a layup by Mariona Ortiz. She'll go back to work though, rejected. Yotsita read it well. Goes coast to coast off the glass. Yusta Yotsita.
What a shot. You don't see the younger generation using the backboard that much anymore.
Habsova, great work Vorachkova through the spin cycle.
Well, you said talk about momentum.
Zandalasini wants to go coast to coast. Spin move! Cecilia Zandalasini. Penetration by Henderson. Great Britain, I believe 1 for 9, 1 for 10 to the perimeter at the moment. But again, Boyo goes quickly. I think Great Britain's transition defense needs a little bit more motivation because they're giving up way too much.
Lovely touchdown pass from Ortiz, full court.
Venlu trying to find a way through. Oh my God! Emma Messaman's on the board.
It's a super pass. I was looking the other way. She faked me from here.
Sensational. It is a pleasure to watch.
Almost a layup off that. And look at that. Shocker gets fouled, puts it up and in. And her veteran leadership is really coming to the fore. Look at that. Bernice did a great job recovering, but then just because of the reach
at the end, yeah.
Whether she got her or not, oftentimes you see the reach just leads to the foul.
That is unbelievable. These guys will be legends in their own country, but also in the international basketball world.
篮场风暴2025火热来袭，9967篮球实验全新赛制等你圆梦。早9到晚9的篮球周末，寻找极致热爱的篮球疯子，通过科学篮球测试，找到属于你的篮球 DNA。直面对抗击败竞争者。
Well, Türkiye back out on the court, warming up already as still waiting for the Italian players to come back out. And there she is, Tierra McCowan. Almost a double-double already, 10 points, 6 rebounds, and I'm sure she's gonna finish with another double-double. Every time you let her catch the ball in that area, she is going to score. And you see Italy coming and trying to trap. I think they're almost coming too late though after she catches. Here's Zandalasini needs to go earlier. You know McCowan more comfortably wants to go up and finish right. Maybe the big can take away the right hand and force her to try and shoot with her left hand. That being said, we also saw her knock down this shot, a long two. And so really she can kind of do it from everywhere. She's also a very good free throw shooter, which I think we don't talk enough about as you see her made and miss graphics there. Well, we know she likes to shoot in that area underneath the basket. How do you get her out? And the biggest thing for me though is Türkiye, you know other people are stepping up. Sinjurek, she had those 5 quick points in a row, has been quiet since then. But everyone really sort of participating. I imagine Uzan to go off also in the second half. Jasmine Keys, 7 points. Good job by her. She'll only average 9 a game heading into this quarterfinal matchup with Türkiye. And a nice start for her. She is someone who can also spread the floor and maybe get McCowan out of the paint defensively because Keys is able to knock down those 3-point shots. She's proven it before, not just here in this tournament, but obviously one of her 3 points tonight is from the 3-point line. And well, good passing by both teams as we see Keys underneath the basket. And there's her 3-point shot. So maybe you look to pull McCowan a little bit more outside of the key defensively and a little bit more pick and pop action and see how she can defend that. As we see her shot chart as well. So kind of doing it a little bit everywhere inside the key. A little short corner, 3-point shot on the other side. Why not?
The key to Keys. I'll tell you what, whoever loses this game is going to hurt me It's going to hurt the neutral spectator because you see how both of these teams have grown.
Yeah.
They've got confidence. They have that feel-good factor.
Yeah.
And I think kind of since this might be their big chance to finally have that breakthrough. And unfortunately, they've kind of run into each other, and it means one of these is not going to be moving on. But you know what? That's sports.
Not moving on in this tournament. They're still going to play in the qualification games because there is still an opportunity and a spot in next March, 2026 is going to be the FIBA World Cup qualification tournaments. And you know, depending on how Czechia and Germany do, it's a little complicated, but there's an opportunity for the team that loses here tonight to still make it to next summer's FIBA Basketball World Cup.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be one that you don't want to miss. You want to be in Germany for that.
You know, Türkiye missed out on 2022. They were there in 2018, have not had the success that they've had since 2014, that fourth place finish. But I mean, 1994 was the last time.
That just
were you covering?
possible.
You weren't even working then.
No, I was.
I mean, you were working.
I was working.
You weren't the voice of FIBA at that time.
No, I wasn't.
That's how long ago it was. That's what I'm trying to say.
That was 4 years or 3 years before.
So you have worked 30 years.
No need to get into the.
Okay, my bad. Sorry.
I started at a young age. But Italy, it's hard to imagine that they haven't been at the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup for that long. But, you know, getting out of Europe, getting out of the qualifiers for Europe over the years has been tough.
Yeah.
You look at the,
Very
you know,
tough.
it's really been, I think, probably the overall stronghold, although you might disagree coming from the Americas and playing for Canada.
No, I agree with you, and I think there's a reason why, you know, there's 8 teams from Europe who will qualify for the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifiers, and it is the most out of any continental championships for a reason, because I do think Europe is one of the strongest areas, and they deserve to have the most teams at a qualification event.
Avete giocato 3 splendide partite e state giocando bene. Sulla testa e divertiamoci. Cesci, Cuba, Lella, Jazz.
Hey, defense, 3 ball 10 plays. Let's go.
I think, you know, and the more we think about it, I think as we see Turkey coming out, I think Capo Bianco deserves a lot of credit for this Italy team being kind of locked in the way that it is. Now, granted, they were at home, so he had the advantage of being at home.
And how passionate those Italians are when they get to play in front of their home crowd.
I mean, it was
they had
incredible.
a sold-out crowd, I think it was, or, you know,
in Bologna.
High capacity for their last game against Lithuania. Those were 2 teams going 2-0 into that final game. Who was going to finish first in the group? And, you know, I mean, Italians are passionate, and they have passion playing for their country, especially on home soil. And I think you saw that on the game day 3 for them in that win over Lithuania.
Hey, do you think they know each other? Because remember, Shakhtar Turgut played in Avenida.
I mean, all of these players know these referees because the majority of them also referee FIBA EuroLeague or FIBA EuroCup.
Hey, scan in the QR code to get the FIBA Women's EuroBasket app in your smartphone. You get results, videos, you get to watch the press conferences. We're always worth the price of admission. You can take it over if you want for the next one, but I always find it a lot of fun. The stakes could not be any higher, folks. This is the second quarterfinal of the day, and we all know what that means. You're going to have 2 chances to play for a spot on the podium if you win this game. And again, the winner of this quarterfinal will play the winner of the quarterfinal between Belgium, who are the defending champions, and Germany. Second half action is underway. Alpri Onar drives in, and she's fouled. Santucci took away her landing space is the call. And Watch this. Yep.
It's
It's
dangerous.
a dangerous play, yeah.
Really
if you land on
dangerous,
that, you could roll your ankle.
Severely, yep.
And Onar did a masterful job of not rolling the ankle, not landing on the foot. And you could see how Shakir Turgut knew exactly how important that bucket was, as every bucket is, going up and celebrating. And now the foul called. And I think now, Shona, you know, we need to see Zandalasini at some point take over. Yeah, here's Shakir Turgut reaching in.
I mean, that's what good players do, right? Especially when you're the leading scorer, one of the top scorers in this competition.
Oh my, Kubai has been terrific. She really has.
I like the way she played this year in Venezia.
She might be the most improved player in this Italy team, to be honest.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Yeah,
I think she had a great professional season. And
yeah, that's a good call.
Yep.
Pasa got her on the left arm, I think. This is Kubai. I mean, you know, she's big, but she's showing some touch. Sinurek back in the game, gives it to Shakir Turgut. Entry pass to McGowan, and able to score over Kubai. Biggest lead of the game now for Türkiye. Well, they've equaled it, rather. 7 points.
you know, you talk about Kubai setting the screen for Zandalasini.
Zandalasini gets it up and doesn't drop. Sinurek with the rebound.
And actually had Kubai open in the exact spot where she knocked down that last 2-point bucket for Italy.
Shakir Turgut hesitates and then is fouled by Cecchi. Definitely Italy have started a little bit on the back foot here in this second half, other than that Kubai bucket. So Verona is going to come back into the game. Santucci goes out. Also Trimboli comes, and I don't know why Verona didn't start the second half, to be honest, because she was kind of the tone setter in that first quarter. Oh boy, Zandalasini. Maybe got away with one. There's Onar, and Onar misses. Sinurek with the rebound. And Sinurek catches, gets it to Shakir Turgut, gets it up, and the foul called on Trimboli.
Trimboli, not much she could do there after the offensive rebound. The nice catch by Sinurek. Keys might have got away with a foul on the pass as well. And Trimboli, she was just falling, but
she was moving.
Yeah.
I mean, credit to Italy. They're playing hard on defense. They're moving. Türkiye are attacking. They're making it difficult. Just do it. Just do it, Shona.
Yep. I mean, don't forget, I think had Türkiye made their free throw shots in that game against France,
they would have won.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
you don't have to think that. That would have happened.
Mathematically, there's no other.
And yet it's amazing how many people still don't give them credit in that game. They're like, oh, France just had an off day. Here's a Kubai from deep. Short. Good rebound, Trimboli. Keys. Italy for the first time tonight looking a little bit uncertain, and that's exactly what they needed. And Zandalasini drives. She's asking why the foul wasn't called underneath, but the foul was called on the wing.
But what's a little bit worrying right now,
I don't think that, I can understand why Chueka didn't make that call, to be honest.
Absolutely.
I think she's fortunate.
And Zandalasini, she looks like she's frustrated. And she's looked like she's frustrated all game since the start of the game a little bit. I know nothing has come easily, And, you know, she's had some looks. She's missed some shots that we're used to seeing her make. But she can't have that kind of frustration. You know, your team needs you right now. You're a leader. You're the top scorer. You've been the top scorer for this Italian team for many years now. I think you and I covered her back in 2017.
Yep. when they checked into the Heartbreak Hotel. I mean, that was about
that
brutal.
Unsportsmanlike foul. Yep.
Yeah,
going against Zandalicini, actually.
Yeah.
Great learning experience, though, for her.
Shinrek, that's off. Early in the shot clock. Well, you know, we felt like maybe Turkey got a break on a call in the first half. I can't remember which one it was now, but it feels like maybe Italy got one there on that last one. And let's see if they can take advantage. So they do even out. Onar with an unnecessary foul. Not sure why she did that.
It's only third team foul, her first.
Onar goes to check on Keys.
I don't think it was intentional, but.
Well, she definitely, I think, wanted to foul her, but I'm not sure she meant to get her in the eye. Kubai puts it on the deck. Oh, living dangerously, going up against McCowan. It doesn't matter. This is her world, and we're living in it.
Yeah, you mentioned Kubai, the performance that she's had, and the progression I would say that she has made in 2 years since, you know, the last FIBA EuroBasket in 2023. Completely different player.
Well, even and even before that, it was a quality shot. Kubai has 8 points, and Uzun now with 7. And that's a good sign that Zandalicini was able to get it down low and score.
A little bit of a run here.
Zandalicini just needs to see the ball go in the basket. Oh, great defense from Keys, getting it up. Bad pass by Alpri Onar. Now Zandalicini. Oh, what a pass. Verona goes in! And Momentum must be tempted to get a timeout because the Momentum now right back with Italy. Jacker Turgut again, the hands up for Keys. Well, that's what they say. And now you know why they say it. Get your hands up on defense. We've seen it 2 times in a row. And that was a good play as well by Türkiye, not committing the foul. But this is Verona coming in, and Italy with a nice recovery after a very difficult moment. Oh, great block by Keys.
How about this defense?
We've seen them get a couple of blocks of layups today.
But Keys comes up with the steal, leads to that fast break layup by Verona. Almost gets another steal, same kind of an action, tips it out of bounds, and right there, the block, and it's stop. It's gonna be Türkiye ball. 2.4 seconds. Coach Ekrem probably wants to draw up a play for his team.
Now, keep man to man. Be here. Be here. Sen gidip the ball. Gökşen, here. Alper here. Clear. Again, Tiber. Walk backward. Walk backward. Together below. Cut for the shot. Turn. And you are safety. Tamam mı? Listen. If zone. Here. 2.4 seconds. If zone. T. Sevgi. Alper'i. Tiber. Gökşen. Look. Full T. Screen middle. Tiber. Go here.
Kubai hitting that jump shot. And Kubai with the drive. Great example of determination to your craft, getting out, working hard, and you can see where she's been scoring. And really has, I think, been the spark for this team. And effort like that is contagious. Not much time on the shot clock, 2.4 seconds. I get it, has to go up. And Fittig does get it up and misses.
Like that extra pass by Onar. knowing she had the time, just Fittig shot well off the mark though.
Italy with a chance to tie it or pull to within one, and it's Italy right now in the ascendancy. They close the gap to just 1 point. Oh, Italy almost getting the steal with Trimboli. Uzun keeps it, puts it up, and misses. And now Kubai showing the handles. Puts it across midcourt. Coming out of a timeout, Türkiye don't look great, to be honest. Here's Andalusini. Hands it off to Kubai. And it's Italy that have moved back in front. You don't have to score if you're Zandalusini, but you can impact the game.
Well, she has been scoring the last few possessions. That time help comes. And Kubai open underneath the basket.
Uzun gets it up on the baseline, misses. They wanted to go to McGowan. They couldn't get it to her because Kubai was in there battling away. Now Zandalusini starting to be more of her game. She puts it up, and McGowan comes in for the rebound. That would have been a big shot. Shinrek catches it. Oh, boy, looks like that might have been a foul. Shinrek catches it, takes it all the way, and scores. Keys really playing some physical defense with the reach.
Okay, let's cheer it out, teams. Let's make some noise.
And
let's hear it for
Shinrek surprises you, doesn't she?
She does. You know, I would say she's a three-point shooter. Make sure you have a hand up. Don't worry, she won't drive. Correction. You know, the thing is, we don't see her play a lot during the season, during the professional season. So you don't know where she's improved or things like that. But she has improved.
So Byram has come in. McGowan has gone out, and Alfred Onar has gone out, and Erdogan has come in. Fittig goes down. They swing it. Keys open from up top. Got it. Another three-pointer. Look at her. Looks at the crowd. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling pretty nervous watching this. Uzun. Senjurek. Now Fittig. Senjurek. She gets space. Myron knocks it away, but there were white shirts in there battling for the basketball as well. Zandalusini. Verona. Italy looking for options. Verona might have to jack it up. Nope, she gets it to Keys. Keys. Oh, and the blocking foul with 0.1 seconds.
Good defense. And 0.1 seconds. And I mean, nice heads-up play by Keys to stay aggressive and draw the foul. Erdogan a little bit too aggressive on the close out there. And foul is also going to go against her, so.
She was moving.
It was on the pass.
Corona. Türkiye appealing for a travel. Keys gets it, puts it up and in. And now she's starting to look like the MVP. Oh. Now they're saying it doesn't count, but they're going to challenge this and see. I thought she had beaten it.
Me too.
Look at this.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. She beat it easily.
Well, that's why you have a coach's challenge, right?
I'm not going to be happy that they had to use it on this. They might consult it and waive off the challenge and just count the bucket. I think that's possible. No, they're going to review it.
Head coach challenge.
They are so mentally tough, Italy. Let's listen to the referees.
This is a head coach challenge. So we don't have anything on the picture, so we cannot decide with the IRS. We go with our own decision. So call a stay. We go call a stay, call it.
I don't understand because we could see it
Yeah,
on our
we saw
pictures,
it.
but they don't have the pictures there. So the rule is they say they don't have the same on the IRS. And on top of that, they've had to use a challenge. And that is a costly, I mean, what an awful break for Italy. I'm completely stunned by that.
Well, here you see the 3 coaches.
Wow, that's...
And the referee's having to explain because, you know, we don't know all the rules. Neither do the players, even if they think they do.
It's important that Italy, despite getting a really difficult situation here, because for us, we can see that it's clearly out of her hands.
Yeah.
But I don't understand, they don't have the image on their TV. I don't understand if we can see it while they, but anyway, that's the call. And what you hope is that this does not knock Italy out of their stride.
The IRS is not working at the table, we have been informed.
Okay.
So the instant replay system
Well, then they should keep their challenge at least.
is, yeah, you don't know. Yeah, you're right. You don't know when you used it that the IRS is not working.
Okay, so I'm guessing that they will keep their challenge. Well, I mean, that's a tough call, but again, if you're Italy, you just got to live with it and just don't lose your momentum. Great defense, and Italy get it back. It's imperative that Italy just put it behind them. They did just make a good play defensively, which is a good sign. Pan. The jump shot is
There
good.
you go, yeah. I think that's good concentration there by Italy.
She made
Obviously
that plenty of
something
time.
something didn't go your way. And well, what do? You make up for it, and they did it on the defensive end and then on the offensive end.
Uzun drives in. Tough shot. Great defense by Italy. They get out, and Pan goes in. Fitik saves it before it goes out of bounds. Now a chance. Uzun for 3. Nope, she's not going to shoot it.
I feel like Uzun would have shot that 3-point shot she had last game.
Erdogan gets it back. Fitik for 3. Got it! It's a 1-point game again. Oh, my. Shinrek goes down. And they called the foul on Pan for
Number 4, offside tackle.
setting the pick. And 2 free throws now for Türkiye. No, Capobianco now looking for clarification because I thought they were going to give him 2 free throws, but they're not. Both teams are over the limit.
Substitution Italy, number 22, Alessandre.
I wear my sunglasses at night. Always did like that song. Oh, that's Mariella Fasula. No wonder she's wearing it. She doesn't want to be seen, but we found her anyway. The Greece power forward.
Yeah, had a great tournament.
Center.
Taking her talents to Türkiye next year.
Okay, so free throws for Shinurek.
No good for number 15, Senore.
Oh, so they called a technical foul.
Yep,
wow.
On the coach.
Oh wow, Capobianco, what a tough break. I'm feeling his pain right now, to be honest. I mean, you know, the replay doesn't work, and now he gets a technical foul. He's got to maintain that emotional discipline, even in those difficult moments. And Keys with the rebound. Stanza Verona. Dribbles. Here's Keys from deep. And Andre, the great rebounder, back in the game. I thought she might have traveled. Pan puts it up, and Byram with the rebound. Boy, body's going all over the place. And now they called a foul on Shinurek. So Shinurek with the foul.
She might have got away with a foul before she fell to the ground, though, and then Andre tripping over her. Look at this. Well, I mean, how else do you box out Old Miss Andre?
Yeah, I don't know about that one. I mean, they got tangled up, that's for sure.
Oh, look at her left arm, though.
Yeah. I mean, Italy is certainly feels like they've been a little bit unlucky on a couple of situations here. They deserve something. It's 50 apiece. Tremblay goes out. There she is, the superstar of Italy, Zandalasini.
I was going to say, I imagine she holds on to the ball, but no, they give it to Verona.
Oh, Verona puts it up too hard. Andre with another she's going to finish double-digit offensive rebounds at this pace. And the buzzer goes. And 10 minutes remaining, and my goodness, I'm not sure I can take any more of this. This is just too stressful. 50-50, Italy and Türkiye at the end of 3 in this quarterfinal.
I'll talk about a game of runs for both these teams, and there you see the shooting percentages. Italy not getting to the free throw line as much as Türkiye, but doesn't really matter as well. It couldn't be any closer. It is definitely going to come down to the wire. We have 10 minutes left, and the game is basically 0-0.
Get those free throws. Really not getting to the line. Hard to believe.
Well, some big performances as we get to see some highlights here by both the teams from that third quarter. And, well, Italy have only been to the line a few times, I should say, in this game. In their previous three games, they got to an average of 19 times. We know Türkiye gets to the free throw line. That's for sure. They went 33 times against France. And, well, unfortunately shot the ball incredibly poor in that French game, where they probably would have had the biggest upset in their country's recent basketball women's history, in my opinion, had they beat France. And you know what? When they needed to win, they did, and that was against Greece on game day 3.
Well, scan the QR code to get Courtside 1891 app, where you can watch live streams, extended highlights, and stay up to date with the world of international basketball. Let's look at the energy tracker for Jasmine Keys and where she's been on the court.
Yep.
So other than that little break right midway through that or the first 5 minutes of the second quarter, she's been out there. And it's a good thing for Italy because she's been excellent.
It is a good thing for Italy, and it's not just, you know, the offensive production that we've seen from Keys. She has 10 points in this game, averaging 9 a game heading into this all-important game. Plays around 24 minutes a game, so I think she's going to surpass that for sure, and for good reason. When she's on the court, they are successful, so you want her on the court as this last 10 minutes comes. And, well, she's doing it on offense, but she gave them that little boost in the third quarter that helped them tie the game, in my opinion. She was doing it off defensively, coming up with steals and blocks.
Fourth quarter underway. Santucci has checked into the game, starting at point guard, or rather at point guard for Italy. Here's Zandalicini. Gets it up to Santucci. Back to Zandalicini. Cecchi gets it up. And Andre going for one of those rebounds. She's only got 3 offensive rebounds, Andre. It feels like she's got about 10.
I know. I think she hasn't been credited with a few because either the ball goes out of bounds or her teammates kind of clean it up, but she's the reason.
Shaker Turgut turns, gets it, hands it off to Byram. Nervous Turkish fans. The plot thickens. Andre hands it off. Pan from the baseline. Missed everything. Now Shaker Turgut. And Andre with the foul on Byram. Oh no, that's on Santucci. That's number 4.
Well, the good news is she's probably going to come out and Verona back in. And I think Verona's had a very complete game for them.
Yeah, I mean, Santucci played well when she entered the game.
She started in place of Verona in the second half.
Yeah, a little surprising. Here's Verona. Here's Shaker Turgut. Shaker Turgut has been making that shot all tournament long, but misses, and now Verona. Italy can take the lead with a 3, or they can tie it with a 2. Zandalicini takes it all the way. Oh, misses another one. Now up to Shaker Turgut.
Yeah, and that's an easy 2 points for Zandalicini. She's missed a couple of those here tonight. Well off her average in this tournament.
Oh, what a drive from Uzun. And now it's a 4-point lead for Turkey.
8 points for Zandalicini, only 3 of 11 shooting compared to almost the 19 points a game coming into this one.
Here's Pan. Verona for 3. And Turkey crashing the boards. Looks like Shinyarik is. Looks like she was inadvertent shot to her knee. Just a little bit of pain.
Slow to get up. I think she's okay.
That was the basket by Uzun. Zandalicini 3 of 11 from the floor, so her shooting struggles continue.
Well, McCowan coming in for Shinyarik, I believe, as
yeah, Shinyarik is going to have to come out.
You see the physios running onto the floor, and they're helping her up now.
No, there was just an unfortunate.
Let's see here.
It's just knee knock, isn't
like,
it? One knee on the other.
Looks like she might have maybe twisted it a little bit. Well, I mean, she is walking off on her own right now. You can see, gingerly.
This is where the trainer becomes the MVP, the physio, the MVP of the team.
Obviously, a big loss for her going to the bench. Yeah. 8 points, 7 rebounds for her. She's played 27 minutes. Good news is Tiara McCowan checking into the game. She's played 22.5 minutes. She has 12 points.
Oh, inbounds, they make a mistake. Turkey, they fall asleep and give away a layup. Great pass by Italy. Shaker Turgut. Italy doing a great job inside, taking away some of those layups, and now Turkey a step out of bounds. They really have, we've seen them block shots on drives.
Yeah.
I mean, things are not easy for Turkey inside. Keys continues to be a key. Olvis Andre. drives in. I mean, she's not afraid of McCowan at all. She's just going right at her time and time again.
Yeah, one of their leading scorers in 2023, around 11 points a game. She has played less and scored less.
Oh, what hustle from Verona. And Shaker Turgut gets it back. And unlucky for Italy. Great hustle.
Zandalicini's.
Look at this.
Yeah. I mean, every possession counts right now, and at the end of the game, you can look at those 50-50 kind of balls and an inadvertent foul going against Zandalicini. She did take out Shaker Turgut's legs. Not on purpose by any means, but.
Oh my gosh, the bigs for Italy have been fantastic. Kubai, Andre.
Keys.
I mean, Keys has been solid. Shaker Turgut spins, turns, back outside. Onar, she's going to have to get it up. Great defense once again, this time by Passa. And Italy navigating these difficult moments by playing great defense. And now it's Türkiye that have to dig in as we get closer to winning time. 6.5 minutes remaining. Andre, they pass it down low, and Pan puts Italy back in front.
An assist by Olbas Andre.
It's obvious they want to go to McCowan, but I'm not sure they can get her the basketball. Onar for three. Well, she was open. I think Memnon might need a timeout. Basket here is going to lead to a huge applause in the Italian fan section. Whistle blows. I think that was an unsportsmanlike appeal more. Oh wow, they've called an unsportsmanlike on McCowan.
Oh, a technical foul.
Oh, a technical, okay. What'd she say?
She might have said something to the referee that we didn't hear. Is she asking, what did I say?
Well, at the end of the day, Capo Bianco got hit with one, so it kind of evens out. And it's a 3-point lead now. Oh, she threw the elbow. That's what the Italian bench was
after
asking
the whistle?
for unsportsmanlike. Strange.
Well, it could be a 4-point play if they can knock down a three.
Verona gets it to go. And Ekram Memnon calls for a timeout. 5:49 remaining. And from being on the back foot, Italy have now gone back in front by 5. Look at that, Verona.
You know, everyone right now from Italy really stepping up. We can't say enough about their bigs and how they have participated all game long. Andre, heading into this game, was playing around 14 minutes, 5 points, 3 rebounds. Tonight, a big, big performance by her. 8 points, 5 rebounds. It says she only has 3 offensive. I'm convinced she has more than 3 offensive rebounds, as they're the fourth quarter scoring. 9 points for Italy and only 4 for Türkiye.
Verona with 9 points, 5 assists. Great stuff.
Yeah, great stuff. You know, they're so used to Zandalicini scoring 19 points a game, and it's not needed because her teammates are really stepping up. She has 8 points, don't get me wrong. She's participated. I think she's played well considering she's not shooting the ball well. She's only 3 of 11 from the field, but she has 3 assists. She's doing it defensively. She's come up with a couple steals.
Trying to get loose.
That's a good sign, no, if she's at least hopping on it.
I think she knows she needs to be able to come back in the game and offer some perimeter threat, but also some combative play.
Yeah, Senjuric, 8 points today.
By the way, that was the second technical on McGowan in this women's EuroBasket. Here she is driving in and fouled. What a move! Well, that was just strong. I'm fed up with this. Give me the ball.
She says, you know
You're
what?
not going to stop me.
You're going to call me for a technical foul. I'm going to do damage on the other end and make up the points for that. Because it was a 3-point play technically, Verona hit the free throw and then knocked down a jumper on that technical foul by McCowan. And there she is, 14 points tonight. Her average is 16.
Oh my, that was huge.
And when they need her, she is gonna come through.
When did locking arms become such a big part in basketball? Happens all the time, doesn't it? What a drive from Verona. Boy, she has really improved, hasn't she?
Yeah. But if you've kind of seen her play over the last 2 years for Famiglia Schio in Italy, her EuroLeague team, the progression she has made in 2 years is enormous. You know, before they had Dotto.
Well, here's McGowan blocked. Great play by Oba, and basketball goes back over. Obis Andre with the great play. And Turkey not able to get it back. Nervous moments now for Turkish fans. It feels like Italy.
Still a lot of time left, but it's the momentum feeling, right? That watching the game.
And Andre is just, well, that would have taken it to a 6-point lead. McGowan.
Well, we do know if you win this game, you're going to be playing in the semifinals, and you will have booked your ticket to next year's.
Uzun puts up a prayer. And I think
FIBA
Turkey are just forcing it down low and not having success. They're going to have to settle for some jump shots. And
someone needs to stop Verona right now.
Yeah, Verona's just taking
over the scoring. She has 11 points. Has the last 5 points of Italy. And, well, it could possibly be the last 7 points after these free throws coming up. And a very good free throw shooter. And we mentioned it, a lot on the line for these two teams. And
is back.
That's a great sign. It's a great sign for the future as well, because win or lose, your ambitions are not over. Maybe you're not making the podium, not giving yourself a chance to make the podium. But I'm sure a goal for a lot of these federations, national teams coming into this tournament was also booking your ticket to next year's FIBA Basketball World Cup qualifiers.
Well, Turkey are really desperate to knock down a jump shot. I mean, they've just been ramming it inside. Signoret back in the game. He looks okay. Turns, fades, gets it up. Still won't drop for Turkey. Oh, Shakir Turkey takes it away, and Uzun takes it away and it's fouled. What a
I think you need to get McCowan a touch underneath the basket. That time she was hanging out around the three-point lane as well. She's going to go over. You can't see as we get to see the heads up veteran play there by Uzun, the guard. And McCowan, a little bit of frustration. Ekram trying to talk to her.
Uzun steps up to the stripe.
You could say it's been a slow night for Uzun, but she has double-digit scoring.
Well, she came in shooting 75% at the free throw line. Makes her first. Makes the second. Yeah, she's got 5 assists as well.
Yeah.
So even on a difficult night, she's still contributing. Back to a 3-point lead for Italy. Here's Andalusini. It's been quiet for her. Oh, look at the handles. Fades, gets it up, still want to drop for Cecchi.
You know, if Italy is able to win this game with the kind of shooting night that Zandalusini has had, I think that's a great sign for the future moving on in this tournament.
And they're able to get it to McGowan and get the foul called on Andre. Putting pressure on the ref to make the call here. Oh, well, she's kind of wrapping her up. Yeah, we know, they called it. Meanwhile, she goes to the line and makes the free throw. We talked about this. Look at the energy tracker for Tiara. All first quarter, started the second. So she played 27 minutes, only makes 1 of 2. Alfred Onar was getting ready to pounce. Different players been stepping up for Italy. Here's Passa, drives in, and another layup, and they are just getting good looks every time down the floor. Now Shakur Turgut keeps it, drives in. What an answer for Shakur Turgut to cut it back to 2. Passa passes on the shot, takes it back out.
McCowan with her.
Keys launches it from close to the logo, or from the logo rather. That one didn't go well. And again, a chance for Türkiye to tie it. Alfred Onar was tempted. Sinurek puts it on the baseline. Gets it back to Alfred Onar. Oh, she's got her pass on skates. She gets back up, and Onar earns the trip to the line.
Well, they're doing it from the free throw line the last few possessions for Türkiye. And Italy there foul with 1.7 seconds left. Oh, she slipped, Passa. And yeah, I mean, it's a good foul. It's a good call by the referee. Not sure she would have made that basket.
Have you ever seen a player get up that quickly after falling down?
I definitely did not get up that quickly.
She was like a snap of the fingers.
You know, Turkey tonight, only 62 points. You know, they've been, on average, have 81 heading into this game, where Italy scoring 70 points per game.
Second one is good. It's a 1-point game.
Well, free throw shooting not an issue really for Türkiye in this game, which is a good sign if it is a close game at the end, because I think a lot of fouls, we'll see a lot of free throws.
Here's Chechi, drives in, turnaround, gets it up, and fouled, and holds her knee. That's worrying. Hopefully she's all right. Sinurek with the foul. Oh yeah, she kind of, unfortunately, kind of stepped on her foot.
Yeah, I think when she was falling backwards, so didn't look like a twist, which I think is a good sign or anything like that. And she is up. She's going to go shoot her free throws.
Passa goes out and Trimbley comes back in. Keep your eyes on the game, folks.
Well, Capoblanco, head coach of Italy, he's been around for a while as well. Has helped out on the men's side of the federation. You know, he's an important coach in the Italian Basketball Federation, that's
Absolutely.
for sure.
Yeah. Sandolcini makes 2 free throws. And again, it's a 3-point lead. Türkiye having to dig deep here. So are the Italians. Oh, he's got away from Alfred Onar. And she gets in. Oh, great block from Kubai. A basket here will really make things difficult for Türkiye. Italy. What do they want? Who do they want to take it? Keys drives again, puts it up. And the foul called on McCowan. And Keys will go to the line.
Yeah, and McCowan's got to be careful here, because she already picked up that technical before. So you're talking to the ref. It is a tough call, because McCowan, you know, sort of just jumped. She didn't really move. How about that block? Maybe might have got away with a little bit of foul on the wrist there.
Maybe.
You say ball don't lie.
I say that. I think it's appropriate there. Only 5 left. Keys. This is the second as well, and the ball goes to Shakur Turgut. Now Italy have to play D. What is it that Türkiye want? Shakur Turgut, and she stepped out of bounds. And it looks like she might have hurt her ankle at the same time.
Yeah, it looked like her leg got stuck behind her as she fell to the ground. So both teams struggling near the end of the game here. And maybe that is a little bit of fatigue.
Boy, the defense was so tough by Tremblay. Just excellent. And she was getting kind of sandwiched by Kubai. And with 47.8 seconds to go, 50 is going to come in
for the captain.
She's going to lace it up, try to stay out there, but I think she's going to come out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're a Turkish fan right now, you saw Shinrek go out, now Shaka Turgut goes out. You got to give credit to Italy. They have been just so solid, so unrelenting, so mentally solid.
This has been a great game of runs, I guess you could say. We've seen Türkiye go on a run, Italy go on a run numerous times, and that's why it's only a 3-point lead for Italy. But I'm really surprised Italy being ahead with Zandalicini having the kind of shooting game that she's had.
Crucial phase. She loses Verona. It goes to Uzun. She's going to drive in. She's going to make the shot. It's a 1-point game. What a mistake. What an unbelievable, and it's incredible that Uzun a couple of times has made defensive plays that have been significant, hugely significant. She stole that inbounds pass, or rather stole the ball after the inbounds pass, and here she is. I mean, at the end of the day, that was just Verona kind of losing control.
Yeah, goes right at Verona, knowing that she's probably not going to foul and give up an opportunity for a 3-point play. Yeah, she just sort of dribbled the ball away from herself. Don't forget, Uzun probably plays the most for her Fenerbahce team during the regular season. I think she has a lot more experience playing all year round and in some big-time games as well. That you see the top scorers, Keys 12, Verona 12, Zandalicini 10, so that's almost half of her average. Well, 37.1 seconds. Is he going to advance the ball or take it on the other end? No reason to really go for a 3-point shot here. And Coach Ekrem from Türkiye, he does have a timeout left, which maybe he put together an attack so he doesn't have to necessarily use it. So they are going to take the ball in the backcourt. No surprise. So they have the full 24-second shot clock.
Key players where we are, and Zandalicini's had some struggles, but nevertheless has still produced and made some plays.
Yeah, double digits still.
And here she is. Hands it off. It's about 13-second differential game clock and shot clock. Italy.
Well, here you have it. They want to get the ball to Zandalicini.
Zandalicini drives in and puts it up, and the whistle blows, and the foul called on McCowan. Wow. And Memnum can't believe it. But Zandalicini putting the pressure on, attacking. Italy have been driving to the basket time and time again.
Well, Zandalicini, going to the free throw line. Has only shot 73%.
Now here's something though, Shona, if she makes both, will Italy foul and not allow Türkiye to take a two? I mean, might Türkiye try to go in for a quick two? I mean, it got all kinds of possibilities.
I think Coach Ekrem might call a timeout if she makes this. No, okay. Oh, no, yeah, he is. So they're going to have to go for a 3-point play. And what you're saying is, do they foul and just say, you know what, we'd rather give you 2 free throw attempts? But do you take that foul chance when you know that there's McCowan on the floor? She might be able to, you make the first, you miss the second. She's someone who can easily come up with an offensive rebound for you.
Yeah. Great question. You got to be careful as well if you're Italy here, if you do decide to foul.
That it's not intentional. We saw that back in unsportsmanlike.
Yeah.
We saw that back in 2017.
With Zandalicini.
Yep.
And
in
also
their quarterfinal game.
And also you have to be careful that you don't foul the 3-point shooter.
Yeah, you kind of want to take a little bit of time off the clock and maybe foul on the ground, even though it's going to put them to the free throw line. You don't want to foul in the shooting motion just in case they are able to get it off, and it could become a three-point play. Well, after a big three-point shooting game for Türkiye against Greece, they're only 4 of 11 tonight, 36%, which is very respectable, but who do you go to? Is it Uzun, who's 1 of 3? Is it Çakar Turgut?
Fitik, maybe.
Well, she's not on the floor. Fitik, maybe. She has made 1 this second half. She's 1 of 2, though. No one's made more than 1.
I think whoever's open takes it.
Okay. I mean, McCowan shot 1 3 in this tournament and made it.
Well, Uzun. Well, they get it back to Shenurek.
Well, they switch. No foul.
Oh,
now they foul, and I think that's a good
seconds.
foul. I think that's an excellent foul by Jasmine Keys.
Yeah. So they're able to defend and allow time to go off the clock. And are we in a situation yet where Uzun intentionally tries to make the first and miss the second?
I think you have to.
And that is the one you did not want to miss. And does she intentionally miss this one?
I think you make it. You try to come up with a steal and you foul quickly. But obviously head coach Capoblanco wants to call a timeout and probably make sure that his team has no struggles inbounding the ball.
They've made their free throws tonight, but they missed one of those. It's 14 of 18 from the line for Türkiye, 8 of 12 for Italy. But I've been really impressed by Italy's continued attacking of the basket, which you wouldn't think that they would have as much success as they have, but boy, have they ever. They have just driven the ball repeatedly inside and gotten layup attempts, made some, missed some, gotten to the free throw line. And their defense has been just rock solid, really.
Yeah, I mean, don't forget, I mentioned it earlier, but Türkiye, they normally score in the 80s, and to hold a team that has shown a lot of scoring threats to just 66 points, you got to give hats off to Italy's defense.
So Uzun has been crucial once again tonight for Türkiye.
Yeah, 14 points for her, but
on a night when we didn't think that she was nearly anywhere near her best. And each team does have a challenge still. So interesting that Italy do, in fact, advance the ball after the timeout.
Well, you don't want to turn it over in the backcourt. Oh.
And they get it, they throw it over. Oh, but then Türkiye touch it. Uzun may have touched it. Oh, no, she didn't. So it's going to be Türkiye basketball.
But Coach Ekrem, he has no timeouts.
I thought that
it's a 2-point game. All you need to do is get to the basket. 6 seconds, 5.8 seconds is a lot of time. Keys with a crucial turnover. Just get the ball inbounds.
I just thought Uzun almost touched that basketball before it went out, but nobody's. Okay, Alpri 09 has it. She dribbles. She puts the pressure on. She gets it back to Uzun. She puts it up from the elbow. Got it! We've got overtime! Unbelievable finish! Incredible! She has been utterly sensational in the closing stages. Uzun has forced overtime Türkiye in Italy in the quarterfinal. And a game this great probably deserves it, to be honest.
Well, a big fourth quarter, for Uzun. Didn't look like herself to start the game, but boy, has she got on a roll. 16 points. Missed that crucial free throw we talked about. Make the first, miss the second, go for the offensive rebound. It doesn't matter, she missed that free throw. She made up for that missed free throw with that 2-point bucket. Little elbow jump shot. I mean, just a great job. Onar pushed the tempo pass. Yep. Boom. They had no timeouts. They knew they had 5.8 seconds. Oh, what a crazy finish. And this is women's basketball.
And all set up, unfortunately, for Italy by the turnover.
Yeah, the turnover by Keys. Italy had the ball out of bounds. Keys just throws it over the head of Verona the possession before. And, you know, right now, unfortunately, you know, Keys is going to be disappointed. You got to get over that because there's 5 more minutes of basketball and they need her.
14 of 18 at the line.
Compared to, well, Italy started to go a little bit later in that fourth quarter. They had not shot many free throws before, and now they're 8 of 12. So,
my goodness, what a shot! You know what?
I said it was one of the best tournaments I've seen by these Turkish guards, and that is a reason right there.
You saw Keys needs to hold it together.
She does need to hold it together. There's 5 more minutes. That turnover does not matter. You cannot be thinking about that. She needs to.
And look at the energy tracker here for Italy's players. A lot of minutes. They've got to go the extra mile now. But they've been tough. You know, they've really been tough. They've been digging it, and look at the number of minutes as well for those on the court for Türkiye. Remember, no Şakir Turgut right now. She's out of the game, possibly with the turned ankle.
Yeah, she hopped off the court. I did see her run and celebrate with Uzun, though.
Okay. She's getting treatment at the end of the bench. McCowan's out of the game right now, and Elif Bayram is in the game.
Keys 12 points, so she can be disappointed by the turnover, but she's done a really good job other than that in this game, defensively as well.
Here's Alperi Onan. Uzun would like to get touches. Onan drives in, misses. They bat it back outside. Elif Bayram. Good job on the boards. There's Uzun. Oh. And the charge called on Uzun.
Yeah, I think that's a good call. Sort of pushed off. Good defense, actually, you could say.
With the right shoulder. Trembly making, you know, those aren't glamorous plays, but they are important.
They are important. This is overtime.
And it's her 4th foul. Uzun's foul. So, especially with Şakir Turgut out of the game, they can ill afford to lose Uzun. Look at the bounce pass. Over to Trembly. She hasn't shot much tonight. And she misses. Shinruk has it. Oh my gosh. Uzun again. Gets it up. Tries to almost forces, thinking she's going to get it. Now Zandalicini goes the other way. Fittic hustles back on defense. Oh, and Zandalicini clears out. Fittic goes flying down.
That's a good job there by Fittic. Might need to be a little bit careful. I think she exaggerated. Let's take a look. I mean, she jumped. She exaggerated that as well. Zandalicini 100% pushed off, especially if you're going to call the same thing against Uzun.
Uzun. Shinruk for 3. And good box out Keys. Boy, Turkey has really struggled to put the ball in the basket in this second half. A lot of that is credited to that Italian D. Zandalicini. Passes it back to Verona. It looks good. Oh, just a little long. Now quickly outlet pass to Onar. 3:20 remaining. Neither team has scored yet in the overtime. Uzun. Onar loses control as she gets into the lane. Verona quickly on the counter. Verona again. Kubai, she goes, and this time no foul. Shinruk with the rebound, and 2:39 remaining, and need to find somebody that can put the ball in the basket here for one of these two teams. Alperi Onan, Uzun, Uzun drives, gets it up, misses again, but the foul is called, and Uzun will go to the stripe.
Foul from Italy's number 0, Jasmine Keys.
She's played 40 minutes and 23 seconds tonight.
Last time Italy medaled at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket was back in 1974. Obviously, that Turkish team finishing third in 2013.
Right.
Was the last time they were on the podium. And a win here tonight, you have an opportunity. I'm just wondering if that turnover up 2 has affected Italy more than you want it to.
Well, I like Xanda Salini if she can get the ball here and drive, even though she's struggled, because she can create.
Yeah.
Here she is, getting it to Kubai. Kubai turns, and good no call as Byram goes down. They're fortunate they didn't call a flop, possibly. Xanda Salini was telling the ref to call the T.
Oh yeah, it is a technical foul if the referee decides to call a flopping.
Uzun, back out to Byram. Fittic rather, knocks down the 2.
How big has Fittic been at the end of games for this Türkiye team?
Now Italy with 1:35 remaining. Trembly. Verona. Kubai spins, turns, goes right at, I'm just lost for words at how good she is. She has just taken off. Kubai. 14 points.
A minute 10 remaining. We have a tie game.
And the three-pointer from Alperionar. No good. And Italy, will they go back to Kubai? All the players you can see gassed, tired.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Kubai back to the basket. Struggles and still scores. Unbelievable.
Not sure what more Senior could have done
Player
there.
of the
defensive.
game right there.
Do you bring in McCowan? They don't have McCowan. McCowan hasn't been on the court in this overtime.
Here's Uzun. Takes it deep, gets it up, and the foul sends Uzun to the line.
Well, she's done a good job from the free throw line tonight. 7 of 8. That miss with 5.8 seconds.
You know, the improvement of Andre and Kubai.
Yeah.
The front court for Italy is marked. I mean, it is there to see. McCowan is going to come into the game. Look at Kubai. This is not an easy shot. I mean, you could argue she got fouled there.
Number 7, Tina McCowan.
Still makes it. Because Turkish fans, it's more than they can stand. And Kubai now quite possibly having the game of her life. 16 points, 7 rebounds, leading Italy in scoring. McCowan, 16 points, 8 rebounds, checks back into the game. Uzun goes to the line. I don't think there's any doubt that she's the hero or the heroine for Türkiye.
Yep.
Having forced the overtime. She's going to take her time again. She's going to make the free throw, and she's got 20 points, 5 assists, and 4 rebounds, and some big steals.
And substitution for Türkiye number 4, Italy.
35 seconds. I imagine you run a system for Xanda Salini. You mentioned it, she hasn't shot the ball great, but she just takes so much attention.
Oh, Shaker Turgut back in the game. So clearly feeling okay now to be able to play down the stretch. We're knotted. It's winning time in overtime. It's Xanda Salini, she turns and gets it to go finally. And that's why you continue to trust in Chechi, because she will figure out a way to get an opportunity.
Is that going to be your new shirt, T-shirt? Trust in Chechi?
Yeah, why not? I trust her. See Roberto Brumano.
4 of 13,
Bruno
14
Monte
points now.
Cheering in the background.
All they need is another 2-point basket. They've done it in less amount of time, and this time Coach Ekram actually has a timeout, so he'll be able to come up with a set play for them. There you see the top scorers for Türkiye. 20 points, Uzun, 16 McCowan, Shakar Turgut, the captain, 9. A spot in the semifinals on Friday on the line, 16.7 seconds, Italy up 2. What do? Do you go for the win or do you just go for the tie in another 5 minutes? Because both these teams look really, really tired to me.
When was the last time that Türkiye made a 3? I can't remember.
Fittik had that long 2 in overtime, but it was a 2, it wasn't a 3, so.
She's still in the game. Uzun potentially could knock down Shenra. Yeah, I mean, so maybe you roll the dice and you go for a 3. I mean,
and you have the offensive rebound there in Sinurik and McCowan.
Kubai points, but look at that.
6 in overtime.
My question, Shona, what was she doing in the 4th quarter? Come on.
She was hanging out. She was letting Keys take over. And
she needs to be a little more assertive.
Well, they've only made 4 3-pointers here today. Do they go for the win or they go for a 2, drive, get to the free throw line where they have had success?
Sinurik has it.
Looking
back
for
to Shakar Turgut. Shakar Turgut spins. Gets it back out. Fittik for 3. Off the front of the iron, and it's hard break for Türkiye. It was on line, but it was short, and Italy have survived in an incredible quarterfinal. Just, you don't want any team to lose a game like this.
No. It was a good shot. It was on target. It was just short. I don't think that was exactly what they had drawn up, but I think Italy played good defense. And how relieved is Jasmine Keys? She was crying coming out of that timeout heading into overtime because of that turnover with 5.8 seconds, giving the ball back to Türkiye. Well, you know what, Türkiye, it's not over. Their dream is not over. Maybe medaling is over, but now it is all about qualifying for that qualification tournament.
Wow. Türkiye line up to shake hands with Italy in what has been a classic. It wasn't always beautiful at the end. I mean, I think a lot of that was because these teams were tired, but really, you have to be happy for Italy because they have marched on, and now the possibilities. And for Türkiye, well, they've got to get out of here thinking about qualification for one of the FIBA Women's Basketball World Cup qualifying tournaments. They got to turn the page quickly. Italy, meanwhile, now have a couple of days, and they are on a mission.
Yeah, and this is going to be their best finish in a very, very long time at a FIBA Women's EuroBasket. And I'm more impressed. We're going to see some statistics pop up, but they did it with Xanda Lassini having an off night. Maybe 2 of the biggest points that she had coming, the last 2 points. She finishes with 14, but she shot only 4 of 13 in this game. And there you see the statistics.
I mean, free throw shooting was not a weakness tonight for Türkiye, that's for sure.
Not at all.
18 to 22.
Yeah, they went 22 times, 10 more times than Italy. Rebounding, assists, more or less everything equal. Türkiye with a few more turnovers, but there's a reason why these stats are so close in comparison, because look, we just had an overtime game. It almost went into a second overtime as you see the top scorers and Italy celebrating. What a game by Jasmine Keys. You know what? We can forget about that turnover she had. I thought Verona was excellent all game long. 12 points, 7 assists. Xanda Lassini finishing with 14. Kubai.
I'm sure she'll be the MVP. I
6
mean, I just
points.
can't imagine that she wouldn't be.
Yeah, 6 points in overtime.
Just an unbelievable performance from her, making those big shots.
Well,
crunch time.
Yeah, Türkiye. It was difficult, but they're moving on to the qualification round now. They're going to have to recover and get over this loss. They shot only 4 of 14. They were shooting much better than that in the games leading up to this one. I think McCowan, like normal, big game, 16 points. She only had 8 rebounds, not coming up with a double-double. Uzun did everything, and it was a quiet night for her, really. Ends up with 20 points, so a big performance by her. Some other players stepping up, but they just didn't have the same kind of production they had against Greece in that all-important win to get to this place that they're in right now. And unfortunately, well, they're not packing their bags, but they have to have a different mindset moving forward.
A couple of things for me is that the toughness of that Italy defense inside, taking away a lot of those drives by Türkiye. And then they're at the other end of the court, so often not settling for jumpers, but continually attacking. And they saw a vulnerability there. They saw Türkiye as being vulnerable to those drives, and they constantly were able to get to the basket and make just enough shots to win. Probably the biggest game they've won in.
Or the biggest game that all of these players have won playing in an Italian jersey, that's for sure.
Yeah. So the bracket, you can see they await the winner now of Belgium and Germany. And in the other bracket, you saw France win convincingly over Lithuania. They await the winner of tomorrow's game between Spain and Czech Republic. 76-74, Italy win over Türkiye after overtime in an absolute thriller here in Piraeus to advance to the semifinals of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket.
Spain versus Czechia at 5:30, and at 8:30, Belgium versus Germany. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes this session at Peace Friendship Stadium. Thank you for being part of the FIBA Women's EuroBasket 2025. Please proceed to our nearest exit. Before you exit, please make sure you have all your belongings. We wish you a very pleasant evening and hope you have. Are still on sale. Scan the QR code to the cube or visit the official ticketing partner, Ticketmaster.gi. Buy your tickets now. Don't miss out, basketball fans. Make sure to stop by the official FIBA Women's EuroBasket fan shop right here in the venue. Grab your favorite teams here, exclusive merch, and more. Or shop anytime online at store.women'seurobasket.com.